You know that feeling when you finally clock out after a long workday, you sit on your couch and you're like, I'm just gonna relax for a little bit. And then all of a sudden it's 10 p.m. and you've been doom scrolling or binging Netflix and you actually feel drained instead of rested, just to then go to bed, wake up tired, and repeat the whole cycle again. That used to be me almost every single day. Like, that is how I spent my afternoons and my evenings. And it was not good. I felt like my whole life was just work, and then I had no time, even though I was just, using it not very wisely. And I just felt groggy and like I had brain fog all the time. I felt like I had no interests outside of work, no hobbies, like an inconsistent social life. I was just not thriving. My life just kind of felt dull. So today I'm sharing 6 simple things I did to stop wasting evenings after work and actually start romanticizing life after 5 p.m. again. If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Nika, welcome. I make videos all about self-improvement, but I like to make them very actionable. Like, here are the tips, the tricks, the to-do list to make a difference that you're actually gonna notice. So if that works for you, I would love for you to stick around and subscribe. And you can also check out my Instagram if you wanna see more of my personal life. And without any further yapping, let's get into it. Step 1 is gonna be your after work reset ritual. This is gonna basically set the tone for your afternoons and evenings. And this is all about transitioning your mind and your body from work mode to life mode. So what I did is I set a 3-step, very, very simple routine that basically signals to my mind and body that it's time to relax. Like, work is done, we're ready for this new stage of the day. And for me, a very, very important part of this, like, very easy, simple routine was to put my phone away. Either put it in a drawer, you can use the brick, you can use an app. There's one called, I think it's called Opal, where you can basically set a schedule for when it blocks certain apps from your phone, like social media. So I love to do that in the mornings, but then also straight after work, because if I go on my phone, I'm just gonna start doom scrolling. I'm gonna be on my phone for a while, and that actually doesn't help my mind or my body to relax and to reset. It just makes me feel drained afterwards. So it's just a lot smarter to put it away because it's very tempting, it's very addicting. So let's help ourselves by just removing it from the equation. Obviously, how your 3-step routine looks like is totally up to you, but I would definitely keep it very simple and very easy because a lot of us are very exhausted after a day of work. So I like to just open up the windows, put my yoga mat out and do like very, very simple stretching. I just lay down, do whatever stretching feels nice. You can play some music, something relaxing, and then you can sit on the balcony and like journal and read something. The whole point of this routine is to actually reset and feel rested, which I feel like a lot of us have like a very skewed view of what rest is, and we're gonna get to that. Another example, if your work is very, very demanding, is to first do a cold face dip. You can literally just splash cold water on your face. That works as well. This is a very good way to reset your nervous system. I have a whole video about this, so I'll link it down below if you want to know more. Your second step can be you make a tea and then you sit on the couch and literally just stare at a wall to like decompress. Step 2, change the scenery to change the energy. By changing a simple step in your routine, it allows your mind to go out of autopilot. So instead of just doing what you usually do and you don't really think about it, you're actually mindful and intentional about how you spend your time. So just changing up the first step, if that is instead of sitting on the couch, it's sitting outside on the balcony, or if you have like some time or energy after work, instead of going straight home, you can like stop at a park, at a cafe, just find a new location. And that already does so much. Step 3, redefine rest. What a lot of us, especially our generation, thinks is rest is actually just numbing ourselves out or dissociating by, for example, going on our phone or like binging something, scrolling. That is not a successful way to reset and to rest. It's not very good for our nervous system. It's not relaxing. A lot of us feel very drained afterwards. And what we're doing is we're not really giving ourselves what we actually need, but we're doing what is easiest. And that is not really good for us in the long run, for our health, our happiness, our well-being. So we need to rewire what we think rest is. So what really helped me to transform this and to shift this mindset and then behavior is to think of rest as like recovery. like I'm an athlete that recovers after a game. Obviously, the easiest thing for them to do after a game when they're tired, exhausted, like the adrenaline wears off, would probably be to lay on the couch and like binge something. But they have a whole recovery session after their games where they take an ice bath or they get a massage or they do stretching or, you know, whatever their routine is, but they definitely have a recovery routine. It is necessary to sustain that type of performance. And we all need that in our day-to-day life as well. So if your work is like you being an athlete, what would your prime recovery time be? And that will help you set up that simple 3-step routine to actually reset properly and rest properly. And then you really feel like you have like renewed energy and you can actually do something with the rest of your day if you choose to do that. When I actually switched this, like when I went from numbing myself out to actually recovering, I had so much more space emotionally and mentally to do things that I actually enjoy and to really start feeling like myself again. One of the first things I added back into my afternoon, evening routine was learning a language. So after my recovery, instead of scrolling, I just make myself a cup of tea. I sit on the couch or on the balcony and I do like 10 to 15 minutes on Rosetta Stone, who are kindly partnering with me on this video. If you've been here for a while, you've heard me say that I really want to learn Italian, and I've been in the process of like slowly doing that because I am in Italy a lot, like it's very close to me, so I can just pop over there whenever. And I would like to actually converse with Italians because a lot of them don't speak English and I'm kind of over like pointing at things and feeling dumb. And Italians really are some of the greatest, most fun people ever, and I would love to actually speak to them more. And Rosetta Stone has by far been the most fun and enjoyable way to learn. Whether you're a visual learner, an auditory learner, or you're someone who learns by doing, Rosetta Stone actually teaches through context. It really feels natural, like you're not memorizing random words, you're actually learning the way you learned your first language, which is through repetition, listening, real life examples, and immersion. There are phrase books, there are stories you can listen to, even audio companion lessons you can play while you're cooking or you're getting ready for bed. And with their true accent feature, you get instant feedback on your accent, so you can actually feel confident sounding like a local. So if you want to add something meaningful to your evenings, or you've always wanted to learn a language, Rosetta Stone is offering their best deal of the year. You can get a single language subscription for just $99 or get all 25 languages for only $149. That's over 60% off, but only for a limited time. And it really is the perfect gift for yourself or someone you love this holiday season. I'll leave a link down below so you can check it out and start your own after 5 p.m. routine that actually feels good and meaningful. We're gonna identify what you're missing, like what is something that you're craving in your life. So whether that's fun, meaning, movement, creativity, spontaneity, whatever it is, asking yourself this question can really help you prioritize your free time and spend it in a way that's actually meaning and fulfilling for you. So for example, if I'm someone who's lacking fun, maybe I'm gonna join a Zumba class twice a week after work, or I'm gonna host a themed dinner party once a week for my friends, or I'm gonna start going to acting classes or comedy nights or whatever fun looks like for you. And when you're making this list, make sure that you write things that you can actually do every day as well. Something easy that you don't need to go out and really make a plan for. That way it's a lot more doable for those days when you're just tired, you don't really feel like going anywhere. You can actually do things at home. Step 5, romanticize your free time. Here we're building on to the last step and we're really replacing scrolling, numbing ourselves out, and binge watching with hobbies and different like romantic ways to spend our afternoons and our evenings. Apart from all the hobbies you can try, which we're gonna get to, one thing that really helps me to romanticize is to really set the mood. So if that means lighting or really nice relaxing music, putting on a candle, having nice blankets, like that is how you do romanticizing. It's just being intentional instead of being on autopilot and removing all the like the little ways that we find more enjoyment. So definitely don't forget to set the mood. Now let's talk hobbies. I have a whole video all about hobbies, so I'll link that down below if you need more inspo or more ideas. But there are so many different types of hobbies. You've got intellectual hobbies. So that can mean learning something new, like a language or an instrument, learning how to sing, learning more about psychology, child development, like whatever your interests are. This can also be things like Sudoku or like word search, different puzzles, even reading. Like there's so many, and I feel like this one is very overlooked. It's one of my personal favorite ways to spend my free time because I'm very obsessive about it, like especially certain puzzles or different like intellectual games. I get really into it, whereas creative hobbies are usually not really my cup of tea. So if you're like that as well, try these out. But that leads us to creative hobbies. There's obviously so many, like photography, painting, drawing. One that I've been toying with for a while now is calligraphy. There's memory books, scratchbooks, journaling, making ceramics or painting ceramics. You can get into making really cute bouquets. I really like to do that. It's super fun. You just get like nice little flowers. You can get them at a grocery store usually, and then you just put them together in a nice way, put them in a nice vase. I feel like creative hobbies can even be like baking or making special types of drinks or cooking. Possibilities truly are endless. There's obviously more social hobbies, so things you do with friends or with a community, whether it's classes that you're going to, communities, book clubs, dinner parties, game nights, etc. And then there's also physical hobbies, and this was how I transformed myself when it comes to how often I work out and move my body. I just found actually fun ways to move my body. So things like ice skating, playing badminton, going rollerblading, going swimming, hula hooping, dance classes, cycling, hiking, whatever you're into. Like again, possibilities are endless. To actually start doing this, I would make 2 lists. One would be things that I already know I enjoy, like different hobbies I like to do. And then the second one would be things that I've kind of always wanted to try or I'm intrigued by. Maybe that's knitting, maybe it's calligraphy, maybe it's a Zumba class. Just write a whole list, and then maybe you can commit to doing one new thing every week, and you can try out these ones, and you might just find a hobby that you're obsessed with and that you love to do all the time. This is a great way to add more excitement in our life and to really make us feel like alive again, because I feel like so many of us are just in autopilot and we don't really feel super alive very often. So it's a great one. I would love for you guys to comment down below different hobbies that you love to do, so we can kind of give ourselves ideas of what we want to put on our lists. I feel like this would be so helpful. I'm sure you can find ideas on like Pinterest, Instagram, wherever, but I feel like it's really nice when we've got a little community and we can help each other out. So comment down below a few hobbies you love to do or things that you never thought you'd like be into, but it's really fun or enjoyable or relaxing or whatever. If you're super organized and that's what makes you feel relaxed and like put together and calm, then maybe like time blocking your evenings or your free time after work would be beneficial for you. I have a whole video about how to organize literally your whole life and like become the most organized person you know, so I'll link that down below. But if that is not you, if you are not type A and like mapping out how you're gonna spend every day actually makes you stressed out, then ignore this part, okay? Don't do it. It's gonna make you feel worse. Do not, okay? But if you're someone who feels like you're in control when you have everything organized and mapped out, time blocking your free time can be amazing. And the last step is to stay accountable together. This is all about sharing your journey with someone who actually keeps you consistent and accountable. So getting an accountability partner can be amazing. So if you and your friend are both feeling stagnant and not really living life after work, then you can maybe do this together. And whenever you do a hobby, you can send each other a picture, or you can schedule different things that you do together. So different classes or activities, hobbies you both want to try. I feel like that can be so helpful. Even having like a coworker where after work you try a new cafe once a week or something like that. Like there's so many ways we can make our time after work actually enjoyable and meaningful, but adding people in our life that are going to hold us accountable and that are going to make this more enjoyable and more fun, and we're going to feel more connected is really helpful. I've even seen people make entire Instagram accounts for this reason, like reclaiming life after work, and they just post their journey, either like a photo on their story or reels or whatever, like they just document that journey which I feel like is also a really cute idea if you're more creative and you're into social media and you can't really think of like a friend that would want to do this with you. But yeah, finding an accountability partner is amazing. It can be your mom, okay? Maybe even your dog. You can go on some adventures together. That is it, guys. Those are all of my tips that can really transform life after 5 p.m. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any other ideas or anything that really, really helped you, I'd love for you to comment it down below and we can kind of help each other. And if you did enjoy this video, I'd love for you to stick around and subscribe. And again, check out my Instagram if you want to see more of my personal life. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm going to see you really, really soon.